So liquidity trap, concept is introduced by the James Keynes. It refers to a situation in which an increase in the money supply does not result in a fall in the interest rate. So merely an addition to the ideal balances. The interest elasticity of demand for money becomes infinite. He presented this concept, a liquidity trap. Keynes presented this liquidity trap situation in which any increase happens in the money supply does not result in a fall in the interest rate. It merely an addition to the ideal balances. Interest elasticity of demand for money becomes infinite. Under normal conditions, an increase in money supply resulting in excess cash balances would cause an increase in the bond prices. Would causes an increase in the bond prices and corresponding fall in the interest rate because individuals sought to acquire assets in exchange for money. Keynes described liquidity trap as an individual's belief that bond prices are too high and will therefore fall. Correspondingly, that interest rates are too low and must rise. Keynes described liquidity trap as individuals believe that bond prices are too high and will therefore fall, and interest rates are too low and must rise. Because of their belief, to buy bonds would incur to capital loss because they believe that bond prices are too high and in future they will fall. So they believe that to buy bonds would be to incur a capital loss, and as a result they hold only money because they believe interest rates are too low, it will must rise, and they believe bond prices are too high, it will fall. So they are not ready to buy bonds because it creates a capital loss. An increase in the money supply merely increases ideal balances and leaves the interest rate unaffected. That's a liquidity trap, unaffected. Any increase happens in the money supply, it does not, or it unaffected the interest rate. It leads to increase the ideal balances. Keynes pointed out that during the depression, the rate of interest is very low. The demand curve for money becomes completely elastic. It's in horizontal portion. The rate of interest has fallen enough, it cannot fall further. The horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve is referred to as a liquidity trap. Horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve. This is the liquidity preference curve. The horizontal portion of the curve. Horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve is referred as the liquidity trap. This is the liquidity trap, liquidity preference curve, and this portion is the horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve. It's the region of liquidity trap. That's why you explain. This portion of the curve, that means this portion of the curve. The demand for money is infinitely elastic with respect to the interest rate. Here is an infinitely elastic. Infinitely elastic with respect to the interest rate. Reduction in the interest rate in this portion only increases people's desire to hold balances, hold cash balances. Implication is that any attempt to achieve the internal expansion through increased investment, so broad is a lowering the interest rate would fall. Any increase in the money supply created in order to reduce the interest rate would be held in the form of cash balances. So liquidity trap situation. Any increase in the money supply created in order to reduce the interest rate would be held in the form of cash balances. So demand curve, so liquidity preference curve. This is LP curve is a liquidity preference curve. It's a negative slope till for the interest rate of OA and above. So negative slope. From here to here, is a negative slope up to the interest rate OA. This shows that the larger amounts of money balances are demanded at low rates of interest. Larger amounts of money balances are demanded at low rates of interest. Once the rate of interest falls to OA, liquidity preference schedule becomes infinitely elastic. Okay, it's become infinitely elastic. It becomes a horizontal straight line. Okay, it becomes a horizontal straight line. All the extra money which the central bank creates would be absorbed by the community without inducing any fall in the interest rate. All the extra money which the central bank creates would be absorbed by the community without inducing any fall in the interest rate, only because of this liquidity trap situation. Keynes pointed out that actual rate of interest cannot fall to zero, and because of the expected rate cannot fall to zero. Only because of expected rate cannot fall to zero, actual rate of interest cannot fall to zero. People's expectations, that plays a very important role in altering the rate of interest. Once the rate of interest touches the floor limit, no doubt in the future that rate of interest would increase. Once the rate of interest touches the floor limit, in the future that rate of interest would increase. Keynes assumes that each individual has his own view about the long run equilibrium interest rate, and right below which the individual holds only money, and above which he holds only bonds. Because his theory assumes that each individual's his own view about the long run equilibrium interest rate, right below that expectations, and right below that expectations which the individuals holds only money, above which he holds only bonds. But in practice, there is no statistical evidence to support the existence of liquidity trap. This is a liquidity trap situation. There is no statistical evidence to support the existence of a liquidity trap. This concept was introduced by James Keynes. Okay, thank you.